Hello everyone, Johnny Thunder, EA&Weather here with your Day 1 Fire Weather Outlook with a critical fire weather risk area today covering the eastern part of the Panhandle of Texas, northwestern Oklahoma, the eastern part of the Panhandle of Oklahoma, and south central Kansas. And there are two areas where we have elevated fire risk today, one covering far southeastern South Dakota, eastern half of Nebraska, southwestern Iowa, northwestern Missouri, much of Kansas, parts of Oklahoma, northwestern Texas, and a tiny bit of eastern New Mexico. Another elevated fire risk today covers southeastern Arizona and southwestern New Mexico. So, anyway, I'm going to read the previous discussion first. In synopsis, upper-level ridging centered over northern Mexico and West Texas will remain in place today as a mid-level shortwave trough moves southeastward across the Great Lakes and northeast. At the surface, strong high pressure will shift southeastward from the northern Great Plains into the Midwest, while a cold front progresses southward across the southern Great Plains and southeast. Eastern Texas, Oklahoma panhandles into western Oklahoma and far south central Kansas. Broad northeasterly post-frontal flow amid a dry air mass will encompass portions of the central and southern Great Plains today, while the latest guidance indicates relative humidity values will remain more marginal, 20 to 25%. Receptive fuels sustain northeasterly surface winds of 20 to 25 miles per hour, and the potential for occasional wind gusts of 30 to 40 miles per hour, locally higher, should support a period of critical fire weather concerns from the eastern Texas and Oklahoma panhandles into far south central Kansas. Farther northeast, minimum relative humidity values are forecast to range from 20 to 30% across much of central and eastern Kansas, northward into eastern Nebraska, southwestern Iowa, and northwestern Missouri, coupled with receptive fuels and sustained surface winds of 15 to 20 miles per hour. Elevated to locally critical fire weather conditions are expected this afternoon, with the exception being across areas that saw appreciable rainfall Thursday evening. Eastern Arizona and the southwestern New Mexico. A backdoor cold front will progress southwestward through portions of the southwest today. Dry and breezy conditions are forecast in the wake of this front, with the latest guidance depicting a corridor of 15 to 25 miles per hour sustained southeasterly surface winds overlapping low relative humidity around 20%. These conditions atop receptive fuels are expected to promote a few hours of elevated fire weather conditions this afternoon, particularly in the vicinity of the White Mountains and Gila region. So, here's the updated guidance. Eastern New Mexico into the Texas Panhandle, northwestern Oklahoma, and far south central Kansas. Breezy and dry conditions associated within a post-frontal regime will bring a corridor of critical fire weather conditions to portions of the Texas Panhandle, northwestern Oklahoma, and far south central Kansas through this afternoon. Northeast winds of 15 to 25 miles per hour, with higher gusts will only slowly diminish through the afternoon hours. A local minima of cloud cover evolving across the Texas and Oklahoma panhandles into eastern New Mexico will support better boundary layer mixing and lower relative humidity of around 20% this afternoon. This, combined with the stronger northeast winds and exceptionally dry fuels, will support a critical fire weather environment today. The western portions of the existing elevated critical highlights were extended westward based on limited cloud cover and latest short-term model guidance. Eastern Arizona and the southwestern New Mexico. The backdoor cold front will continue to bring gusty northeast winds into portions of the lower Colorado River Basin today. Localized wind gusts of around 60 miles per hour are being observed on the leadward portions of mountain ranges in southern New Mexico, within a broader northeast wind field of 15 to 25 miles per hour. Extended the existing elevated highlights northeastward into south central New Mexico based on these current observations and short-term guidance trends. Relative humidity reductions will be more limited across the south central New Mexico as cooler temperatures filter into the area, but as low as 10% farther west into southeastern Arizona. These dry and breezy conditions, along with very dry fuels, will support an elevated fire weather concern through today. So that's your day 1 fire weather outlook. Remain safe and vigilant in these areas today. If I were you, I would gather supplies immediately, such as food, water, clothing, toiletries, medical supplies, a flashlight, a cell phone, phone chargers, extra batteries, and a battery-powered radio in the event they need to evacuate on a moment's notice, because fires can start to spread quickly. Please avoid outdoor burning in these areas. Please avoid outdoor burning in these areas, because all it takes is one little spark for a fire to start and spread quickly. Especially on dry ground, really. Do not throw cigarettes on the ground. Alright? Do not throw cigarettes on the ground, even if they're not lit. Alright? Because 1, that would be littering. 2, it only takes one little spark for a fire to start and spread quickly. And make sure your cigarette is fully out before throwing it away, so it doesn't start a trash can fire. Stay safe in the affected areas today, and I will have my day 2 fire weather outlook later today. Take care.